We shall read about the expansion devices. Expansion devices are the control system used for regulating the expansion of the liquid refrigerant from condenser pressure to evaporator pressure. Pressure in the proportional suiting to the rate of evaporation in the evaporator. Essentially, the main purpose of the expansion device is to fold is to fold is twofold. First, reduce the pressure of the liquid refrigerant at a constant enthalpy before being fed to the evaporator. पहला उसका काम है कि प्रेशर को रिड्यूस करना. सेकेंड, कंट्रोल एंड रेगुलेट द फ्लो ऑफ द रेफ्रिजरेंट टू द एवापरेटर. दो चीज़ करता है एक्सपेंशन डिवाइस. पहला प्रेशर को रिड्यूस करता है और दूसरा फ्लो को रेगुलेट करता है. फर्दर दे एक्सपैंड द रेफ्रिजरेंट बाय थ्रॉटलिंग प्रोसेस एंड मेंटेन pressure difference between high and low pressure side of the refrigeration system. A brief description of the different type of expansion device used in refrigeration system has been given in the following paragraph. अब उसके बारे में डिटेल. पहला क्या है? कैपेलरी ट्यूब. कैपेलरी ट्यूब यूज़ करते हैं सबसे पहले. The capillary tube is a length of a small diameter tubing 1 to 6 mm long with the inside diameter generally from 0.5 to 2 mm. अंदर का diameter 0.5 to 2 mm सिर्फ होता है. Located between the condenser high pressure side and expansion device LP low pressure side of a refrigeration system. When the liquid refrigerant flow through the tube, the pressure drop because of the friction, high resistance, and the fluid acceleration through the narrow passage. The resistance increases with decrease in the diameter and increase in the length of the tube. जैसे जितने ट्यूब लंबा होगा तो रेजिस्टेंस जो है बढ़ जाएगा और डायमीटर जितना ही कम होगा रेजिस्टेंस उतना ही ज़्यादा होगा. The length and small diameter reduces the pressure from condensing pressure to evaporator pressure with drop in pressure and temperature. The liquid refrigerant flashes into vapor. Vapor has a large specific volume and consequently the fluid speed up. A choked flow result if the pressure drop low enough. Further drop in the pressure of then having no effect on the flow of the on the flow rate, as then the sonic velocity occur at the end of the tube. The flow refrigerant through the capillary tube it depend on the load on condenser. If the it increases with the increase in the load and decreases with decrease in the load. The salient aspect of capillary tube. अब इसके महत्व क्या है? Salient aspect. Next page. First, simplicity of design and construction. Very simple design. बहुत आसानी से इसको बनाया जा सकता है. Numerous combination of bore and length are available to obtain the desired pressure drop. है ना. लेंथ और डायमीटर से ही डिपेंड करता है प्रेशर ड्रॉप. सेकेंड, चीप इन कॉस्ट एंड रिलायबल इन ऑपरेशन. चीप सस्ता होता है. थर्ड, लॉन्ग लाइफ अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 20 to 30 ईयर, आराम से बहुत लंबी लाइफ इसकी मिलती है, चलता है ये कैपेलरी ट्यूब। फोर्थ, फ्लो ऑफ रेफ्रिजरेंट कंटिन्यू इवन व्हेन compressor stops until the pressure becomes equal between the high and low pressure side। तो इसका सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज क्या है कि जब कंप्रेसर बंद हो जाता है तो भी फ्लो में चलता रहता है और दोनों साइड का प्रेशर, लो साइड हाई साइड का प्रेशर बराबर हो जाता है। द मोटर इज़ देन अंडर नो लोड कंडीशन, मोटर पर कोई लोड उस समय नहीं होता है। दिस अलाउ द कंप्रेसर टू रीस्टार्ट इन अनलोडेड कंडीशन विद ए लेस एक्सपेंसिव प्रोडक्ट एज स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क इज़ लो। तो जब प्रेशर बराबर रहेगा तो कंप्रेसर के ऊपर कोई लोड नहीं आता है और फिर कंप्रेसर को स्टार्ट करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती है। कैपेलरी ट्यूब गिव ऑप्टिमम परफॉर्मेंस एट वन सेट ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग कंडीशन ओवर ए capillary tube has been selected. It will be suitable only for design pressure drop. Next is mass flow rate is determined by the balance between the tube and the compressor performance. If the tube resistance is too high, the refrigerant flow becomes less. The refrigerant flow becomes less than the pumping capacity of the compressor, and the evaporator starves. Starved evaporators mean that there is not enough refrigerant to provide enough कूलिंग कैपेसिटी। स्टार्विंग क्या होती है एवापोरेटर में? जब रेफ्रिजरेंट फ्लो कम रहता है, उसमें नहीं मिलता है उसको रेफ्रिजरेंट, तो वहाँ स्टार्विंग होने लगती है। कैपेलरी ट्यूब में गेट चोक्ड ड्यू टू मॉइस्चर विच मे फ्रीज इन द सिस्टम kinked tubing or foreign particle lodged in the line। कोई फॉरेन पार्टिकल आ जाए तो भी अंदर जो होता है वो चोकिंग हो सकती है या फ्रीजिंग हो सकता है अगर पानी जाएगा तो। these aspect leads to stopping in the flow of refrigerant. The compressor keeps running continuously but no cooling effect is produced. Under such condition, the capillary tube should be replaced. Next point, if the tube resistance is too low, the refrigerant flow becomes more than the pumping capacity of the compressor and evaporator gets overfed. Evaporator gets overfed. This results in slugging of the compressor. Liquid drop enter the compressor. In that way, liquid may enter into the compressor. Usually, the refrigerant charge in the capillary tube is at critical level, just sufficient, and according to receiver need to be provided for storage. The capillary tube are used with a small capacity unit such as domestic refrigerator, freezer and room cooler. हमको कैपेलरी ट्यूब बहुत लो, जहाँ लो TR रहता है, जहाँ लो कैपेसिटी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है कूलिंग की, वहाँ पर कैपेलरी ट्यूब यूज़ करते हैं। नेक्स्ट इज़ योर ऑटोमेटिक एक्सपेंशन वाल्व। The automatic expansion valve work on principle of maintaining a set pressure in the evaporator. The valve opens and closes to the to either increase or decrease the amount of refrigerant flowing into the evaporator in response to the evaporator pressure. Now, the valve consists of needle and seat mechanism. Needle और seat mechanism होता है. Pressure pressure below pressure bellow और diaphragm. Pressure bellow या diaphragm इसमें यूज होता है. यहाँ फिगर दिया हुआ है. This is the pressure bellow, diaphragm. This one is the diaphragm. Pressure bellow, controlling spring, adjustable screw and strainer. All are mentioned over there. Controlling spring is there, screw is there, and this bellow is there. Okay, then liquid refrigerant entering from this side, and a strainer is there, and this seat valve is there. Valve opening, through that it passes and give pressure over here, and then liquid refrigerant which is going out through this from here. So pressure is being reduced. The position of the valve is determined by the difference between the spring pressure PS and the evaporator pressure PE. The spring pressure bears on the top of the diaphragm tend to move the valve in the opening direction, thus increasing the flow of the refrigerant. Full stop. The spring pressure is adjustable and can be set at the desired value with the help of a adjustable screw. है ना, ये उसका फिगर है. फिगर इसका पूरा हमारा ये पूरा container, yeah, just you can say that is the inside that the all arrangement has been made, and here you see liquid refrigerant इधर से enter कर रहा है. ये valve है, ये seat है, और ये स्प्रिंग प्रेशर है. जैसा रिक्वायरमेंट रहता है स्प्रिंग प्रेशर अप एंड डाउन होता है डायफ्राम के थ्रू. दैट इज़ द पीएस प्रेशर एंड हियर इट इज़ पीवी प्रेशर. दोनों प्रेशर बैलेंस करते हैं, अप एंड डाउन होते हैं. लिक्विड अकॉर्डिंगली जो होता है उसका प्रेशर रिड्यूस होकर के लिक्विड रेफ्रिजरेंट आउट हो जाता है. क्लियर. नेक्स्ट इज evaporator pressure act beneath the diaphragm attempts to move the valve in closing direction, thus reducing the flow of refrigerant. At a given setting, the diaphragm is held in equilibrium position by the interaction between the evaporative pressure and the spring force that counterbalance each other. A constant pressure results from the interaction of the two opposite forces. When the compressor starts operating, the refrigerant gas is sucked from the evaporator and the evaporator pressure falls below the set value. The diaphragm is pushed downward and the downward motion is transmitted to the valve through push rod. The valve opens more and the bulb and built till it is balanced. The spring pressure in the situation when the evaporator pressure becomes more than the set value, the diaphragm is pushed upward. The valve then tend to close and the refrigerant liquid flows to the evaporator. This results in reduction of the evaporator pressure till it again equal the spring pressure and the equilibrium state is restored. When the plant is shut down, the liquid refrigerant continues to flow into the evaporator and the resulting further build up and the resulting further build up pressure closes the valve. The valve remains closed under the compressor start again under the valve remain closed until the compressor restart again and reaches the evaporating pressure. The major disadvantage of automatic expansion valve are poor efficiency low होती है बहुत, then change of over flooding the expansion flooding of the evaporator at the lower load, and it limits the capacity of the refrigerant system due to the constant pressure characteristic. Large pressure fluctuation disallow it use with low pressure motor control. Then due to low efficiency at heavy load, the valve is used only a small equipment having relatively constant load, such as domestic refrigerator, freezer, and ice cream cabinets. इनका यूज़ वहीं होता है, डोमेस्टिक रेफ्रिजरेटर में ही ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है. नेक्स्ट कम्स thermostatic expansion valve. This is important one. The thermostatic expansion valve ensures complete filling of the evaporator with refrigerant irrespective of the load, and also no spillage over the suction has to the compressor. Further, the refrigerant flow has to be so regulated that vapor at the evaporator exit has a constant degree of superheat. The expansion device essentially consists of number 1, needle and seat arrangement. This one, needle and seat arrangement. Pressure bellow or diaphragm, that is pressure bellow and diaphragm is here. Then controlling spring with tension adjusting screw, this is here, tension adjusting screw. Then fluid charged remote bulb, yeah, it is there, remote bulb, yeah, this one, remote bulb. The bulb is clamped firmly to the evaporator outlet and is to be partially filled with a liquid which may be the refrigerant as used in the system. The fluid in the bulb is called the power fluid. The bulb and the power fluid closely assume the temperature of superheated refrigerant gas at the evaporator exit. The position of the valve that allows the flow of the refrigerant or less refrigerant for maintaining constant degree of superheat at evaporator outlet is controlled by the interaction of 3 independent forces, namely the evaporator pressure PE dash evaporator pressure PE dash. Let us see over here. Evaporator pressure PE, this one, evaporator pressure PE, it is acting over here. Next page, evaporator pressure PE, then spring force PS and the bulb pressure PB dash. The pressure exerted by the fluid in the bulb equals the pressure of vapor in the suction line of the suction line at the point where the bulb is attached to the evaporator outlet. The built pressure attempts to open the valve, whereas the spring pressure added to the evaporator pressure provides the total closing pressure for the valve. Thus, under normal operating condition, PB is equal to PS plus PE dash. PE and PB, PS is equal to PB. That is, the pressure exerted by the evaporator in the bulb on the diaphragm is balanced by the spring tension and pressure in the evaporator. To understand the working of thermostatic expansion valve, let it be presumed that presumed that Freon 12 is the refrigerant and evaporator temperature is minus 5 degrees centigrade. Corresponding to the temperature, the evaporator pressure PE 2.612 bar. If the spring tension is set to at PS 0.477 bar, then the combined pressure tending to close the valve becomes PE plus PS, that is 2.617 plus 0.477 equal to 3.089 bar. Then for valve to be an equilibrium position, the bulb pressure should be 3.089 bar. This is also the pressure of the refrigerant at exit from the evaporator. The corresponding saturation temperature is 0 degree centigrade. Thus, the refrigerant vapor at evaporator exit are superheated with degree of superheat equal to 0 minus 5, that is 5 degree. The diaphragm is on the balanced point and remains in equilibrium condition till there is change in the superheat of suction vapor at bulb location, that is at evaporator exit. Any change in the superheat of the suction evaporator causes the valve to take compensatory action and re-establish the equilibrium. Number 1. When the degree of superheat decreases, becomes less than 5 degree, the valve tends to move towards the closing position, thus throttled.